ready to go ahead?
Be ready. No, you need to be ready.
All right, we're here today to talk about the ugly side of running for office. For the past 2 elections now, instead of talking about passing Governor Haslam's Insure Tennessee plan and attracting middle-class jobs, the voters in House District 13 have received unrelenting smears against me on TV and through the mail. And much of this is paid for by Washington, D.C. style special interest groups who wouldn't know how to find Kingston Pike. This weekend, while spending a morning with my 82-year-old Republican mother who was getting ready for church, we happened upon the most untrue ad that's ever been aired against me. The falsehoods are being told by my opponent's big money caucus friends in Nashville. They refer to our campaign as a nightmare and include 3 outright lies about my record of service. We're here today to set the record straight. I understand that politics can be a rough business, but my opponent and his supporters have taken a local election into the gutter, and I'm here to demand that Eddie Smith denounce the false attacks being made and ask his supporters to stop the false and misleading mail, online, and television ads. My opponent's funders include Tennesseans for Student Success, which claims to be an education-focused nonprofit, but they have spent tremendous amounts of cash launching negative ads, negative attacks, including attacks that have nothing to do with education. As a lifelong teacher and candidate for state representative, I would expect any organization, an organization truly interested in schools, to at least speak to a teacher before they unleash meritless attacks, but they have not. I ask that Tennesseans for Student Success disclose their donors. If Eddie has any objections to my record or my stances, I'm open to a public and transparent debate. To this date, my opponent has refused to participate in proposed public debates and instead has chosen to hide behind big money special interest PAC groups. We've been offered 2 dates for a public forum this week by local pro-education groups Speak. I have replied to the organization that I'm available, and I hope my opponent, who I'm told is yet to respond, will make himself available as well. The students, parents, and educators of House District 13 deserve to be able to ask us both questions and hear where we stand, not where my opponent's special interest supporters stand. At every step, my opponent is failing the test of leadership. My opponent remained mostly silent for years while Jeremy Durham committed acts of sexual harassment, improper conduct in office, and other illegal activities. Just this weekend, the state legislature was the only government entity that failed to release records of sexual harassment and assault claims that have been made. So unfortunately, we're here again to call on Eddie Smith to stand up. These claims in these ads are not just misleading, they're blatantly false. And if you would like to review them line by line, they are on my website, votegloriajohnson.com/truth. I call on my opponent to denounce these ads and to ask that the caucus, which he is a member of, take down these ads. I have seen from my opponent today that he supports these lies. I've seen him retweet the post of Tennesseans for Student Success. He's a member of the caucus that paid for this dishonest TV ad. It is false equivalency to say I have made similar attacks. He voted to raise taxes on disabled veterans. He voted for charters and vouchers. He voted to cut taxes on corporations and took donations from corporations that benefited. Those aren't backdoor twists on bills that he voted for. They're straightforward facts, and I stand by them. Now we're going to have school board member Jennifer Owen. She would like to make a statement.
I've received several very, very negative mailers from Tennesseans for Student Success. Just this morning, I had another call from Tennesseans for Student Success. I don't think you know about that one yet. I asked the caller who sponsored them. He couldn't tell me anything about them. He could not find anyone in the call center to tell me anything about the organization. So I think that's very telling that we have an organization that the people making the calls can't even tell us who they are. I would call on them to disclose their financial donors and let us know what their issues really are, so we know who these people are behind Tennesseans for Student Success, who are purporting to support students in this area when it's so obvious that they really don't.
I just want to let everybody here know that there are lots of teachers and representative parents who have kids in schools that support our public schools and want to make sure that these outside Washington-style groups are not funding people who don't support public schools. So if you're a teacher or a representative of teachers and willing to talk on camera maybe afterwards to interview, could you raise your hand so that they kind of know who you are, so people can talk to you if they'd like to. But that's why we're here. We have a problem in Tennessee with a percentage of people going to vote, and it's campaigns like this negative campaigning that discourages people from voting. We want to encourage voting. We want everyone to go vote, and we want good people to step up and run for office and not have a fear that if they run for office, their family is going to have to endure these kind of attacks. This is not what the Tennessee, the folks in House District 13 want to see in a campaign. Thank you.